Gemini reading here. I want to preface with a welcome and thank you for joining the community here, for all of the new subscribers, and also abundant appreciation for any support that you have given for this channel to help get the algorithm going so that we can get this out to anybody who needs to hear it. We will start off with tea leaf here, then we have 𝕃'𝕼, and then I will clarify it with, and that's for tarot, and then I will clarify with the Enchanted World Tarot. We have mystical healing reading cards and gypsy oracle cards, and then as always, charms. So let's go ahead and start here. Well, that one flew off, so we're going with that for sure. This is definitely standing out. That's interesting how that went. Okay. Do one sweep. Okay. Okay, so we have here March. So March could be an important period for you. I'm not sure that these are supposed to be it, but they kind of look like they're kind of reminding me. No, they're definitely not, because they're a little bit different. They're reminding me of Lily of the Valley. I almost wanted to say Bells of St. Mary, which is a film. They do kind of look like little bells. Bells can be news, incoming message, that's interesting. My phone actually just buzzed as well, so yeah, there might be an incoming message in March. We have wealth and marriage. So it looks like you are going to have quite the year. And with wealth and marriage, you know, I'm getting kind of a good balance between, you know, work and home life. I am seeing this, hold on. Okay, they're perhaps bangles, which do represent marriage in some cultures during here, but I don't know why, but it reminded me of a measuring tape. Perhaps that could have to do with like work-life balance, you know, measure and weighing that out. Some of you could already be married, and it's important to take some time to weigh it out if you are like balanced in that area, or in both areas, I should say. Okay, and then I did also want to say Mercury has a lot of aspects going on this month. I am not well studied in astrology, so you can look into that yourself, but you know, it's going to be a very busy month for you, whether that be, you know, physically or emotionally, or you know, in different ways for everybody. But I was specifically I'm looking into that in the aspect of, like, I feel like there's a lot of possibilities, but there is, and like seeing new perspectives as well, and a lot of great ideas, but you also could get a little bit scattered. So do be mindful of that, to try to measure, try to, you know, keep a good balance and ground, and, you know, keep your footing through that. We have mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. So you are dealing with a stubborn person here. We have spear, heartache over what you no longer have. Perhaps this was the stubborn person. Perhaps some of you may have been in a relationship that you're no longer in, and it's caused some heartache and grief. But you do see how, like, there maybe was misbalance in that relationship, and that you were willing to work on this relationship where they perhaps weren't, so you had to, you know, call it quits, and you're still healing from this, I see. But it looks like this year, and actually interesting because this month I was getting, will be very healing for you. Especially towards the end of the month, you're going to be moving through blockages and giving yourself grace and having some more fun. So, like, even within this month, there's a lot going on with healing that you do oppose Saturn. It looks like you oppose Saturn on the 18th. And so I think you're going to, around that time, you know, mid-month, you're going to really look at and change things that have felt very dragging for you, and, you know, you face it head on at that point. And then from there, you know, you have some more aspects going on. You'll have to look into that yourself. But I do see, I intuitively feel like there is some healing from that, and moving forward and giving yourself fun and grace and time to act. So that could be, you know, facing this head on. Some of you could still be with this person that you're kind of having a wake-up call with, and realizing perhaps it's not feeling healthy, or like there's things to work on, and maybe you're not being met in the middle on things. Okay, we have bridge, and perhaps that could be a big moment mid-month for you with the opposition going on. So bridge, we have successfully overcoming a problem. So you are going to overcome this. And yeah, I think middle month, it's like you're crossing this bridge into this new world, this new you, with new perspectives, new hope, new adventures awaiting you. A big transformation. Alright, let's go ahead and get your cards here. Interesting, let's see what that was. So that is the Ace of Cups. Now, it didn't come out, so I'm not going to take it as a card, but I do think it obviously has some significance that it was there. So the Ace of Cups, like love, marriage, you know, it's maybe not within September, we'll see, but you know, it's there in the cards for you, some like within your life. So know that. And, you know, March is being highlighted here, so you know, that's going to have some significance in some way. You know, it's going to be different for everybody. Some people might meet somebody before then, and it leads to that. Some people might already be in a relationship, and that is like a significant time in some way. Some people might have that date set for a marriage. You know, it's always going to be unique to the viewer. So let's go ahead and see what we got going on for Gemini, please. Oh, spirit guides and angels. Well, that just kind of plopped out there. Made me think of plot twist when I said plop. Okay, quite a bit of cards here. I feel like these are first. Okay, so we have 7 of Pentacles in reverse. This is making me think of this, like you want to put the effort in to work on something where somebody else might not. And again, this doesn't even have to be relationships, especially with Pentacles. That speaks on stability. It can be career, it can be your family, it can be different things, but you it's like you're putting effort in and it feels like it isn't bearing any fruit, perhaps because in this case it is with, like, you're working with somebody or in a relationship with somebody and you're not meeting in the middle. So you're putting in this effort but there's no result, because there's this stubborn person here. We have 3 of Pentacles. So yeah, that says again, you're working with somebody on something. You know, that could be work, it could be home life, lots of different possibilities here, but you are trying to work with somebody. You're meant to work together, and it could even be like a full team, like with work or school on a project, and you're putting in effort and not seeing reward because there's a stubborn person. Okay, I am getting specifically if there is a project going on. There might be some sort of jealousy because you might take on this like leadership role within the group, and it's this person's being stubborn because they feel jealous that they want to be in that position, but they perhaps aren't, you know, there yet within themselves, or just like this dynamic. You are the better leader for this dynamic, and so they're being stubborn about it. We have the 6 of Swords, so not to worry, like you are being guided through this. This was just going to happen, and you are you know, you are guided through this nonetheless. Like, it's nothing to overthink, because it's going to turn out okay, but it's just frustrating. And we have the 5 of Wands in reverse here, so yeah, I'm definitely getting about the jealousy. So yeah, I have the grapes of wrath there. Yeah, there's somebody jealous that you've taken on this leadership role. And that can be in a relationship as well, if you look at it a little bit differently, in the sense of there's like a power exchange going on in a relationship, and they see you as better than them. And you know, it's not an excuse for them to behave this way, but you know, just to have some understanding and not let it get into your head, which I see, like, you're not letting it get into your head. You don't have your guard up over this, because you're coming with a pure heart that wants to teamwork, that wants to work on things. And yeah, it's just been a challenge because you don't want to fight, and they don't want to fight necessarily either. They just are feeling jealous, and so they might pull away, or you know, not contribute out and be stubborn, you know. Okay, so then we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse here. So this is telling me that it's like, instead of wasting your effort on this, you're withdrawing. Because, you know, why waste your energy? I just got the phrase, I'm not gonna waste my breath. So it's like, you no longer wish to put into this, but it is a little bit of a challenge. You do have to like stop yourself, because again, you've been in such a place of being the one to put in all the work, and you care. So it's like hard for you to not to like step back. But I do see you doing this. This is going to happen. It's just a challenge. But you are starting to see that this is just inevitable. It's out of your control. And so yeah, you're like letting go of the wheel here and accepting that you can't control another person, but what you can do is step back, step away, and not waste your effort. We have the Knave of Wands, which is equivalent to the Page of Wands. So you're ready to look to new things. you're ready to explore different avenues, and I think you just haven't felt very sparked. You felt kind of dull, like blocked. Let's say blocked. This has really blocked you, and so you're ready to look towards the past and decide from that, you know, if this is stifling you, and should you, you know, change your perspective and walk a new path. We have the 7 of chalices, which is the 7 of cups. So yeah, you are going to in the future be looking at these different avenues, exploring them, and be guided through them. Your blockages are going to go away as you explore these new avenues and let go of that which was you know, causing some setbacks. We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So yeah, you're releasing the burden here and finding new excitement, like finding how you can reignite your passions by exploring. 9 of Pentacles. So yes, this is about independence. You are reclaiming yourself, reclaiming your energy, you know, no longer allowing yourself to be entangled in this, you know, it's almost like an energy vampire type of person. And now you've had enough, and you go on to explore new avenues and reclaim yourself and walk with pride, and knowing that you did the best you could. Don't see it as a waste overall, because it was a learning period. You learned a lot about being more discerning, and you know, being able to put in such beautiful effort, you know, even if it wasn't fulfilling, you know. It's reminding me of you know, different training movies where it's like they do pointless training things. It seems pointless, but really they're learning self-discipline. It's like that. You've been learning self-discipline throughout this, and learning how to have the strength and the power, and to, you know, how to be in a solid relationship. And you will find that one that, you know, does meet you in the middle. This also reminded me, I just got a quote the other day about how every single person you meet is a lesson of intimacy. They're there to teach you about intimacy in some way. And we have the Ace of Swords, so a breakthrough. This is also reminding me again of that opposition with Saturn. So you're going to have a breakthrough, and you're going to definitely find somebody who meets you intellectually, but you, and like communicate, who can meet you in the middle with communicating. I think that's something that really frustrated you the most was, you know, you put in the effort, you tried to communicate, and it perhaps was all for naught. You know, and this again can all go into work and working on projects you know, it doesn't even have to be a career, but like working with people on projects. You have such strong communication skills. You are a Gemini, and I think sometimes people envy that, or maybe are intimidated by it, but don't let that change you or affect you at all, because it is a wonderful thing. You're a great leader. You walk your truth. And if that threatens anybody, that's on them, not you. And so, you know, even in work, even in working in projects, if you take on that leadership role, you know, let those dynamics occur, because, you know, that happens. There's always going to be different dynamics going on when there's any groups. I'm thinking of Lord of the Flies. But and there's always going to be a challenge, somebody who challenges the alpha or the leader or whatever. And the alpha is always like, I think often people think they spot the alpha, and like they could be misinterpreting things. Sometimes people, I think, take ego as alpha when it is not. Yes, there's confidence within the alpha, but they don't have to necessarily show it all the time. Yeah, I think that's why we're seeing a change in that, in the younger generations lingo with the different Greek like classes or whatever you would call that, but I do see, I think you're a confident person, but you might, I mean, I think a lot of people, even though they might have confidence, might not always feel like it. And like, because everybody has doubts, everybody, you know, has some kind of challenge in facing some kind of thing, and so you might not always feel like it, but you are a very confident person, and it does show. Especially, you don't have to necessarily you know, aggressively bark to get that attention. It just naturally comes to you, because people do feel that great sense of communication and leadership, and just a lot of skills that you have to back it. So let's go ahead and clarify here. I do feel like this is all pretty well covered, but we will see if anything comes out. Okay, yeah, more about your natural born leader. I think people feel a sense of stability with you. We have 8 of Pentacles in reverse, so it's like been tough to leave this situation. I think you can get a little bit stubborn, which don't ever let anybody tell you that that's like a bad quality. I mean, it is when you come up to face it, of course, but in some time, like, there is a healthy stubbornness, if that makes sense. There is, you know, having strong will can be a wonderful thing. It just is, it can get in the way if it, you know, starts to control you, if will comes over you. But okay, so you might not think you have what you need on your own, but you clearly do. And we have 8 of Swords. So it's just the anxiety and the frustration of dealing with it that is causing you, perhaps they're gaslighting you, and it's causing you to doubt yourself. And so it's making you feel kind of stuck in the situation. But you are going to let that go. You know, it looks like that is what you are facing within the month. We have 4 of Hearts, 4 of Cups. So yeah, something is going to come to you. You know, as you're sitting there in your doubts, something is going to come to you in a surprise, and it's going to change the way you look at this. This always reminds me, the 4 of Hearts, the 4 of Cups always reminds me of that scene in Cinderella where she's crying to, well, she doesn't even realize that, but when the fairy godmother appears, she's she's crying and, you know, feels stuck in her situation, and then the fairy godmother comes to her and everything changes. You know, just when she felt out of luck and broken down and like life was just this way, her doubts consumed her, and suddenly there is like something offered, creating this new perspective. Remember to have gratitude. It's easy to become apathetic within those feelings of stagnation. So try to stir things up in ways, and it might help this situation out. You know, bring on this energy and really open up the possibilities for you. Alright, spirit guides and angels, messages for Gemini. What does Gemini need to see? Please guide Gemini. Their highest good. Whoa. That was interesting. What does Gemini need to see? Well, these cards got very chaotic. There we go. Messages for Gemini, please. And even these cards are being a little bit stubborn here. So you might have to release some of your stubborn feelings to face this. And again, I say that with complete, like I get stubborn. I think stubbornness is a sign of strong will, which is wonderful. It's just like anything, it can become overweighted and oversaturated and cause issues. Messages for Gemini, please. Spirit guides and angels, what does Gemini need to see? moon with a ship in it, like the shadow of a ship. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you will see that, if that is a signifier of some kind. But it's like a full moon with the shadow of a ship. Okay, I just got with a phrase with that, like ships crossing in the middle of the night. Is that what that phrase is? Okay. A bit here. Okay. Unlock your heart. So perhaps with this situation, it again has caused some blockages. So heart chakra healing might be something to look into that helps you. And again, she's like sitting on this horse and it's not moving. And a horse itself is about movement, and it even has wheels on it. So it's like she's climbed up onto this horse. She's ready to go, but she hasn't moved yet. She hasn't budged. She's looking at the past. You know, the horse is like facing the past. And over here it's very square pillars, and over here it's like rounded pillars. So it's like rigid and smooth. So it's like a rigid past, and you know, things will move more smoothly in the future. It's just you're in a place right now of looking at it before you move forward. We have take positive action. With time to act, take positive action. You know, we have a lot here about action, movement. Like we had a knight card with the horse on it. A horse, time to act, take positive action. So definitely, you gotta make a move here within this month that's gonna be really positive for you. So connect with your heart and feel out what is there toxic things setting you back, and how to get that wind back in your sails. This is kind of reminding me of what I saw, but it's not what I saw. I definitely saw a ship in the light of a full moon, the shadow of a ship. Okay. And then we have learn from karma. So perhaps it was a karmic relationship in the past that caused this. And love your body. Okay, and if anybody has been body shaming you as a form of gaslighting, you know, that's certainly a toxic trait to step away from. Even if they're doing it subtly, or, you know, act like they don't mean it. You know, jokes can sometimes, or like, passive comments and jokes can sometimes be used as like, you know, sometimes they show true colors and are used as like a gaslight tool. So be mindful. But also this is just about taking care of yourself and, you know, respecting the vessel that is the sacred space of your body that you were blessed in. You may have felt like your wings were clipped. And like it's because you did need to take time to be still to look at things. But you are going to get your wings back and move forward. It's just a matter of realization and taking action. Alright, and then interesting that this card was here. So this is hope. You know what? I usually wouldn't take this. I'm taking this. Have hope. You know, they're blindfolded, but you have a strong will. You can make it through anything. You're resilient. Spirit guides and angels, messages for Gemini, please. What does Gemini need to see? Okay, and then we have young woman. So you, that could be you meeting somebody, that could be somebody with news, somebody with information that might help you. I am being called to this fountain. So that's reminding me of like wishes being granted. Okay, and then we have sorrow. So, you know, this hope is over the sorrow. You're learning to let go of this heartache, of the things that have left your life or that you might need to walk away from. And we have despair, you know, so that goes with the sorrow here. You know, try not to despair. Yeah, what I'm seeing here is just this like an unhappy relationship here. Or maybe like sometimes you get false hope and think that things can change. Like I think we all have been there. Sometimes we like attach to the idea of love itself and put up with things that, and ignore red flags and put up with things that we perhaps are harming ourselves with and need to let go of. But you know, this could be you, you know, finding your joy and your wishes coming true. So let's get your chart. Clarity. So seek clarity throughout this month. I think you're going to have moments of with lots of clarity and moments where you feel more scattered. So you know, keep trying to find that clarity. We have the rose. We have 2 roses here actually, which is reminding me of this marriage card. So, you know, that means there is going to be love and marriage in your life. And perhaps, you know, every situation is different. Some of you might be fulfilled and happy in a relationship right now that'll lead that way. And all of this could not work. Always, you know, take it as it resonates and not word for word. But definitely that's a place you're headed is marriage. We have the fish here. It is reminding me of the Page of Cups. We have had the Page of Wands here. So I think this is about exploring different avenues. We have the key. She was holding the key on this, so it's time to act. It's time to act and open your heart. We have the Eiffel Tower here. This could be about travel, or this could be a tower moment. It also is again reminding me of that opposition with Saturn. So, and also Uranus. Uranus is early in the month. You have a square with Uranus, and it's also reminding me of that. So maybe look into the aspects. And we have the Fairy. So this reminds me of the Four of Cups. You know, you're going to have a nice surprise. You're being watched over. And guided through this, and you're gonna have a nice surprise. Alright. We're going to leave this here. I appreciate any likes, comments, shares, or subscribes to get this out for anybody it's meant for. And I thank you so much for being a part of my journey and welcoming me to be a part of your journey as well. Until next time, lovely folk.